there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. We have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle out there. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. When you're moving, which direction you're going, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
Where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk. Where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
In your search for happiness, you got to leave a little room for loneliness. More things could happen all of a sudden before you realize it's only a disguise. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. With what you do and how you're doing it. If you do, when you're doing it, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
From the north, covering south, east, and west. This is Real FM.
You tell me candid, they too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. One-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, yes again. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over. They unleash the lawyer, set up an inquiry, just to get Kid Rowley. But they wouldn't sue the false paper screw. I don't need to close to tell them go. Hurry, pack up your bundle now. Stop fooling the people. The country taking a beating. So maybe I repeating. Go. They're like a natural disaster. Now. 10 times worse than Ebola. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on the knees.
Igwe.
Hey!
Morning.
Well, we have to apologize to the
Folks,
listeners.
we apologize.
For this glitch.
Yeah. You know, it don't always happen, you know?
It was something beyond our control. We couldn't
do better this morning.
Nah. Real expressions for Wednesday, 28th September 2023 with Political Wednesdays. Grenada is my constituency. Real FM is my parliament, and I'm the people's spokesman, blessed and protected by the Ancient of Days. My purpose here is to give to you, the people, the facts. What you do with the facts is a matter entirely for you. Those who get offended, I mean to offend you. The program is opening the eyes of a lot of people because they tell me, they call me, they message me, and they're looking at the end, they see government in a different way from all the promises and them. And we always say, well, there is no shame, or if shame is absent, anything could happen like lies, corruption, victimization, decolonization, relocation, transformation. Igwe, listening to the press brief by the Prime Minister and others yesterday was very interesting and enlightening.
I listened to.
A lot of things came up, Igwe. And first, I want to touch the one where you talk about national heroes. And anybody could chime in at any time, Igwe. My view on national heroes, Igwe, is simply this. Because I'm not a repositor or the repository of all knowledge. The little I know, I speak. Now you cannot consider the topic of persons for national heroes, in my view, without considering Julian Fedon, without considering T.A. Marisho Igwe, without considering, yes, Dr. Mitchell, without considering, yes, Bernard Cood. And I will tell you why. You know. I'll just come in here and make those statements. I will tell you why, Igwe. Let me start with the last one I mentioned. And, well, I'll miss out one. We cannot consider national heroes outside Kirani James. Now, all the talk, well, Kirani James speak for himself, locally, regionally, and internationally. We need not debate Kirani James. It's like in basketball, you don't debate Michael Jordan. In cricket, you don't debate Brian Lara and Sachin Tendulkar and Bradman. You don't debate that. They are given. Irrebuttable given. You understand? In athletics, you don't debate Usain Bolt. So we don't debate in Kirani. Dr. Mitchell. Unprecedented in his contribution to this country, whether we like him or not, whether we are on the same political view with him or not, whether we support him as a person or not. Roads, rural electrification, water, technology, and unlike some names we hear, I hear people calling, you don't jail nobody anytime. You don't kill nobody. He must be in the conversation of national hero. He must be on Mount Rushmore. So, all the talk, Igwe, about the revolution and the revolution, and even in the pronouncement of the Prime Minister yesterday, October 19th, and linked to the revolution, and a lot of people speak of Morris. KB, if you listen to the radio this morning, call in. Because I want to have a discussion with you about the revolution. Now, everybody brag and boast about the revolution and the gains it brought to Grenada. But the engine room of the revolution was born at Core. And they can't do that, Igwe. Airport, the engine room is born at Core. CPE, education, born at Core. Agro industries, born at Core. had the handprint over all that. So if we're talking about national heroes and we giving 4 years, 7 months, and 17 days of the revolution, all the credence and all the makings of the best things in sliced bread, we ought to mention Bernard Cole. We have a call, let's take the call.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Morning.
I think you missed out a very important person in the history of Grenada. A
Shoot.
man that built 28 schools in 13 years. Sir Eric Gary. And do other things where he has fight the colonial and fight the plutocrats and was able to come up with a new hours for working for the working class and raise a salary. Thank you.
That's your opinion. I respect your opinion. I don't necessarily have to think. Yeah, Igwe. So we must speak of that. Well, T.A. Mari show again, Igwe. Them men and them, we need not debate. Julian Fedor. Anytime you speak of the history of this country, that man name appears on Mount Rushmore. The caller speak about E.M. Gary. You understand? And some speak of Morris. But you get all the names I just mentioned. I believe, and people could call in and give their opinion, you know. Like I say, I'm not the repository of every knowledge, and my opinion, I don't think it matters to the powers that be in terms of who they go select. But my thing is about it, I hope no selection would be made with a criteria of politics to say, let me politic that, because this present administration has, yes, let me take the call. Morning.
Yes, Mr. Carl. Good morning to everybody.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, the person that talk about Mr. Gary, I think that's totally right, and I don't think we could talk about any change in Grenada without Eric Matthew Gary. Never we can live without.
Your opinion?
That's not an opinion, that's the truth. It is known.
Your opinion? Yeah, some people are going to say different.
Well, yes, people could say different, but
and they go say the same thing you say.
Yeah, but the reality is the reality. Eric Matthew Gary changed the status quo of every class of worker in Grenada.
But Eric Matthew Gary had the secret police and the green beast and the mongoose gang too.
Yeah, he did bad. If you put in, if we considering code, we can't leave out Gary.
No, I tell you, the people names are called Clifford. Clifford, listen me, you know. The people names are called is my opinion.
Yes, and
don't forget to say that.
And I'm giving my opinion.
Yes, but I tell you, but I respect your opinion, but I could ask a question.
Yes, and I say.
So I ask how the green beast and the mongoose gang and the secret police.
Gary would have done his share of bad as anybody else.
Okay. Once you're on that,
I accept
once you're on that level, we go.
Gary would have done his bad as anybody else, as the present government, as NMP, as NDC, all of them who have fall short, but they have made their mark.
Let me tell you something. Don't use other people to make an argument. Make an argument for Gary and make it for Gary. Don't say what NNP do bad and other government do bad. Make your argument for him.
No, I'm making an argument for him, and I'm saying all have fall short, but they have played their part.
So you don't believe code play part?
Yes, code play a part, but not insignificant.
What? And people say the revolution was the best thing what happened, and that was the engine. No, but he was the engine, the driving force.
No, that's not what they teach us. They teach us is Morris Bishop.
He was the face.
Well,
a computer had two parts, you know.
You could say that. As far as the world consider Morris Bishop,
the world respect. Codis are renowned and respected economists in this world. Even the IMF recognize that.
If you consider
even Harvard Blaze,
but not in the bills of Grenada, not in the fall and bill of Grenada.
Man in the revolution died, the man not had the thing that was the engine.
I'll listen to me because I'm here and I could attack you again.
Attack
but
me?
You're right. But you're right when you say a lot of the names you call, I support them. But we cannot talk about any change to Grenada and leave out Eric Matthew Gary. That's my opinion.
I'm glad I'm provoking conversation.
Yes, wow. Thank you very much.
That's good.
Yes, Igwe. And that's my view. So I'm happy that persons are listening. They could chime in.
Anytime.
They could make a case for whoever. But that does not negate my view. And like I say, Caton, Marisho Kirani, Dr. Mitchell, Bernard Code, all these people ought to be considered along with E.M. Gary, Sir Eric, and Morris. But if you consider in Morris, you must consider Bernard. You understand what I'm saying? Because what you're giving Morris credence for, Bernard was the engine room. How the two-person computer gets what I call it, the
CPU
and
the video card.
Yeah, so
the motherboard, the CPU and the motherboard.
Yeah, so if you don't have the motherboard or the CPU, you can't work.
None of them can work without each other.
So if you giving a man credence, you have to.
You have to give the engine. The engine is the CPU.
Engine
I understand what you're saying.
Is the CPU.
We have a call on the WhatsApp.
Let's take it.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Peace, my
morning,
sister.
Morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, listen. My thing is, I did not hear you call educators like me and this type of people who shape the minds of our children and the
Yes.
future generation.
So that is why I start the conversation.
Yes, so I would say a few educators have to go in there, like, Mason Francis, Ash, the man in South and the woman who was in convent and this type of people who really shaped the future of Grenada. So this is my contribution this morning. And yes, I support the Eric Matugay because he was considered the father of independence. He played a very important role in Grenada having so-called independence in 74.
Yeah, well, thanks for your contribution. And you see, like I said, Ollie, I'm not the repository of every knowledge. I am only entitled to my view. And I respect other people's view. But that doesn't mean I have to agree. And it's simply this. And persons could, like you make a case for the educators, yes. We ought to make a case for the educators because they shape the minds of a lot of us, even persons who we might consider in the category of education, heroes. But my view is like most persons, when you hear the conversation, yes, E.M. Gary, yes, Morris, but in my view, those persons I mentioned, Oli, Caton, Marisho Kirani, Dr. Mitchell, Bernard Cole, and them ought to be in the conversation. For the impact,
Yes, I agree.
for the impact and the imprint on the country. Because if people still talking about the revolution and this present administration is bigging up the revolution at any chance he get, Bernard played a serious part in all the gains of the revolution. Even Dr. Boudou and them will tell you the ability of Bernard Code. So it's not my saying alone, they could check it. I didn't know Code. So it's not a matter of talking about him because he's my friend. I didn't know him. But when you understand what went on in the revolution, the person who was the real power behind the thing was him. So thanks, caller.
I agree a lot. Especially with Fedon, he was our first hero. So I agree.
All right.
Have a good day.
Okay. Yes, Igwe.
So, Igwe, I encourage the conversation with heroes because it shouldn't be, we have to consider. Because what a lot of these people and them talk about it, Igwe, what they went through and still going through, those who still alive, between me and you, they must be heroes. They ought to be heroes. And I'm saying that without no apology. I'm saying it. According to the people, I must say it.
It's done.
Igwe, and persons could call in, welcome to call in and give you a view as it relates to heroes. Again, we apologize for the late start. It was something that could not be helped, and so forth. Igwe, we were here on Sunday, and we play a clip or two as it relates to the housing situation in Grenada. Now, again, my view, the Chinese built those houses, Igwe, without a cost to the government of Grenada. Yeah, let's take the call.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I call back to remind all you, the most successful revolution that ever take place in this country was the revolution of 1951, where it bring economical gains to the working class of Grenada. Thank you.
Okay. Here you go. And those houses was built on crown lands, Igwe. Government lands. Now, I agree if fee should be charged for the upkeep and maintenance of this building. You understand? But I don't think an exorbitant fee ought to be attached. We will take calls this morning.
Morning.
Morning call.
Good morning to you, Master Carl
Yeah.
and Igwe.
Morning.
Yes.
Morning.
Just a quick thing. What would disqualify persons from being a national hero?
And at the same breath, what is the qualification to be a national hero?
Good. So we need to establish.
What is the criteria?
Yes, we need to establish these things. And so, because in my view, a lot of names that were mentioned, right, they stand out in whatever field and era, but they must, as a people, we must set a criteria for us as to what we consider and who we consider to be a national hero.
What's your view on Bernard Code?
Oh, right. Bernard Code, as Morris Bishop, they both, right, together with the other members, because it wasn't just two of them or just one of them, right? But they created something. Anyway, I don't really want to go through much, but what I would say. But if you consider, as you said, Morris Bishop, you have to consider Bernard Code. If the criteria, right, based on what went on, if you understand what I'm saying, the period of the revolution, right? If we're looking at that and we say, okay, we're looking for persons who may stand out, yes, those two persons, in my view, well, at least Bernard Code. Morris Bishop, on the other hand, right? To Grenadians, he was more in the spotlight, much more than Bernard Code, the revolution, right? So persons would have gravitated a lot more to him because they knew more about him, right? We didn't know much of Bernard Code until basically the revolution occurred and then things started to happen, right? So, it's
touch and go, but they both contributed to the development and the forward movement of our country. Thank you, sir.
All right, sir.
As the principal?
Yes, so Igwe, Chinese build the houses. Well, they get some concession and so on and bringing in the materials on Crown land. So I agree. Some fee should be attached for the upkeep and maintaining of those buildings. But it shouldn't be an exorbitant cost. Mm-hmm. Then, okay. Morning caller. Hello?
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. Okay, just one quick question regarding change of holidays.
Regarding?
Change of holidays. They wanted to do it from the 25th to the 19th.
But I don't think you have a change of holidays in. I think you have 2 holidays now.
Mm-hmm. Really?
One on the 15th, one on the 25th, one on the 19th.
Oh, I thought there was two, like there was going to be...
No.
Okay.
1 month from today going to be a holiday.
Okay.
19th.
Because I have another question following up. If that's not the case, then that's all right.
Well, we go deal with the holiday issue on Friday.
All right, but it's necessary. I mean, at the end of the day, having holidays on 2 days is good. I mean, it signifies at the end of the day is the same thing in a sense.
But what is interesting? If you remember a town hall meeting when a lady asked Ron about holidays, it was interesting what he said about holidays.
Yeah, but
and then to announce 1 month away a holiday, and you know what has to happen in Parliament and others. So we're gonna see, and then we see in what is important to this government, they getting it done. And the 150 and others to the poor people and them, they don't worry at all.
Massacre, you know, from an economical point of view, you know, once you have 1 public holiday, amount of, you know, everything stops.
So that what I tell you, that is something we're going to speak of on Friday.
All right, have a blessed morning.
We go speak on that, we go have a little dabble into the minimum wage on Friday.
All right, okay. All right,
yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So, Igwe, we'll take a break and come back.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and coming soon, our Grandin sub-office. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, your financial security is guaranteed. M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&N Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&N Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
An earthquake can happen at any time. Be aware. Drop, cover, hold on. Crouch and cover your head with your arms. Hold firm in an internal doorway. Avoid running outside or using stairs. Stay away from elevators and move away from outer walls, glass windows, and hanging objects. Remember, when the earth quakes, do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Now, are you ready? Yes! We're ready!
Visit weready.org. Brought to you by Sedima and the European Union.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and the regional cricket tournaments. Additionally, they made it possible for you, the public, to view local, regional, and international tournaments from the comfort of your homes. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and coming soon, our Grandand sub-office. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, your financial security is guaranteed.
Blessings Variety Store, located in Main Street, Satell, St. Patrick's, in the Quasi Building number 2. We cater for you from head to toe. Men, women, and children. Clothing, shoes, bags, accessories, and much more. We also cater for your household, such as mat sets, sheet sets, bathroom, and more. Don't you miss it. Come check us out, Blessings Variety Store, and be blessed with the best. Our motto is to be a cheerful giver and give generously, and it will come back to you 100-fold, because God loves a cheerful giver. Blessings Variety Store, providing high-quality products for people like you.
From the north, covering south, east, and west. This is Real FM.
Tell me candid, they too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. Too one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, yes, yeah. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over, they unleash the lawyer. Set up an inquiry just to get Kid Rowley, but they wouldn't sue the cause paper screw. I don't need come close to tell them go. Hurry, pack up your bundle now. Stop fooling the people. The country taking a beating, so me plea are repeating. Go. They like a natural disaster.
Yeah, he will be back. You have calls online? You on the WhatsApp?
I have Doc holding on the WhatsApp. Hello.
Good morning, Igwe. Good morning, Professor Carl.
Wago.
Good morning.
It's always a pleasure to have you on, man.
Yes, man. I'm laying in bed.
Well, the floor is yours. How can you talk without any further ado? The floor is yours.
I am listening to the conversation on
Heroes.
the people or the personalities who should be considered for the prestigious nomination and selection as national heroes, especially as we celebrate our 50th anniversary. You know, you have listed quite a few great people who I think are rightly should be rightly considered in the entire mix. However, I seem to question the Bernard Code's name being in that elite list.
Illustrious lease.
I, I tell you, and here is why. Here is why. I believe there are about 2 or 3 other names I want to put in the list and let you sort of compare. I I believe one of the names to be considered there should be George Brizan
Uh-huh.
for his role in politics, in government, and in education.
Yep.
There is no question, uh, Sister Gabriella Mason and Victor Ashby.
Somebody mentioned
I
them
think
earlier.
those 3 names, when you put a Bernard Code's name close to them, Bernard Code kind of fade. You know, Bernard Code will fit into what I refer to as Team B. You know, West Indies has Team A and Team B. Bernard Code and Morris Bishop will probably go down in the Team B. You see, this role of a national hero begs us to look at the life of the person and the whole contribution on a national level. And mind you, I'm not saying that Bernard Code and Morris Bishop did not make national impact. Yes, they did. They did. But a national hero must be somebody that you look up to, not just a fraction of the population being in love with that person. He must have a national and maybe an equally international appeal. And so those 3 names that I put there, Carl, I
No, I don't disagree with you, but hear this. Hear this.
Bernard Code,
Professor, hear this. This national heroes thing.
Because you are saying that if Maurice is being considered, then Bernard Code,
yes, that's my argument,
was the CPU of the whole PRG government.
Yes,
and I agree to some extent with that. But you know what they say? You know, when you are in leadership position, you take the fall or you take the credit for the technocrats and the other people who are actually doing the work around you. So maybe in that sense, Maurice will overshadow the influence, the visible influence of Bernard Code. Now, by the way, Bernard Code is, I agree with you, he's not just at a national level, but at an international level, at the IMF and other, United Nations. He is considered to be one of the most brilliant economists in the Caribbean. And I agree with you with that. There is no question. I think he's an intellectual, and he's probably one of the smartest persons to have ever lead the Ministry of Finance in Grenada. But I don't see him, in my humble opinion, as one to be elevated to a national hero status.
Now, one thing, Professor, before you leave. This present government, if you understand how they operate, this national hero thing comes about just to anoint Morris.
And Carl?
That is why I say if you are anointing Morris, you have to have, because just like in cricket, they say batsman bat in pay, bowlers hunt in pay. So if you are anointing Morris, you must put Bernard.
And I tell you this, your statement about a concerted effort to elevate Morris at this national heroes level is correct. I believe that there are some people who are passionate about Maurice. I listened to the press conference yesterday trying to justify the launching of the 50th anniversary celebration on
the 19th.
On October 19th. And I listened, and the chairperson I could not answer Callistra's question about why she circumnavigated and just talked a lot of tautology and
Because she don't
confused
know.
herself using narrative here and narrative there, and neither she nor the prime minister were able to articulate a valid reason, in my opinion, for launching. And there are so many surrogates who are trying to make this make sense. Uh,
They're trying too hard. They're doing too much.
turning October 19th, what should be a day of reflection and prayer, for being one of the most tragic day of history in the life of Grenadians, to something where you dance and music and frolic and masquerade, because that's what the opening
No, it's
of
fun
the
and
independence
frolic,
celebration.
man.
It's a celebration.
Fun, frolic, and
And
gluttony.
say that again.
Fun, frolic, and gluttony are going to be happening on the 19th.
Of course,
With poor people money.
you can't stop that.
And why is they spending 7 million to do that?
Surrogates say. I don't care what the surrogates say and or believe that that it is going to be a different day. No, it's not a different day. You're starting a 50th celebration. That's what you're doing. So let's not mix it up. There are people who are smart enough to understand what's going on. So I agree with you. There are people who are promoting and pushing for the elevation of Maurice and the revolution, and that's why the agenda and the narrative is so quintessential to an understanding now that they are promoting everything. October 19th, trying to make it a holiday. Somebody is pushing the buttons of this government to do what they're doing regarding October.
I could tell you, I could answer you, you know. I would pull in the button, the prime minister say, when you see strange decision make, find out who pay for the rally and big fete.
Absolutely.
You answer that question already.
Yeah, man. He who is he who pays. He who pays control the narrative. Yeah.
All right, Dr. Panchu, thank you.
All right, guys.
All right.
Take care.
Anyone?
Yeah, the next one beeping, but he stopped.
They could call back.
That when you see me, you should feel free to speak with and to me.
Next one.
When you see me, you should feel free to speak and ask questions of me. When you see me, you
questions. So when a party gets into power and they behave a certain way, and you can't understand why they're behaving, did the thought ever cross your mind to ask who funded the big rally and the big fete and the jump up? And how do you know that the decisions that seems baffling to you as a citizen may not be decisions that are made in the interest of the people who funded the rallies and the big fete that we went to and jump up and have a good time? If we had laws that says limited, for example, the amount of funding that any individual could give to a political party, if we had laws that said a political party had to report every cent that it got in donations and publish it, our politics will change overnight.
We have a call on the WhatsApp.
Let's take it.
Morning.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Carl. Good morning, Igwe. Morning. Yeah, Mr. Carl, the news that you call, I agree with you. Right? I agree with you, call, especially when you call Bishop, Nation Bishop, who you to mention. Because you know sometimes like what happened? You are the one in the background doing all the work. But then if people seeing speaking about the work and talking about it, not really the person who putting everything in perspective in order to help develop the country. So if you put a bishop there, I agree, code name should be there. And one name again on Mr. Gary. Yes, he should be there too, because that prime minister did a lot. Check it among the school that he did during the time he was in government. And you have the School of Medicine. That again, and all that things that he did again, his name should be mentioned there. Right?
All right.
There's a lot about a person for education. So I mentioned Ashby and somebody else. Yes, I believe in that. Okay, so God bless. Morning.
Gates, somebody asked earlier on about the criteria the Grenada National Honors and Awards Act provide who should be awarded the title of National Hero. It's Act number 32 of 2007. So we here with us, give the information. Facts.
Most people are telling me don't class Bishop with Morris. And
Bishop with Cole?
Bishop with
Bernard?
With Bernard.
Why?
I don't know.
At Bernard was the engine room. Bishop was just the face.
See the class here.
If they know about the revolution, they know Bernard was the man what caused everything to happen. We thought Bernard under our revolution.
Man, see that is putting the devil in front of God.
What? Well, that happening here? Who is God? The man they calling God? The most mischief red man I ever passed here. That was you. Bernard was cake compared to that man. Yeah. They vilify Bernard, they say bad things about Bernard. But Bernard was the engine room in the revolution. If they know about the revolution, they must know that. And we thought Bernard he would not have a revolution. They don't know that. Let me take the call.
Good morning.
Yes, here again, when in terms of the criteria, I think, well, I'm just suggesting.
Act number 32 of 2007.
Well, I ain't read that yet, but when you considering persons like Maurice Bishop, Bernard Code, even Eric Matthew Gary, Dr. Mitchell, and so.
T. Murray Show, Julian Fedon, Kirani James, they say.
They are political figures. I sort of differentiating it, right?
You should have different categories you find.
Yes, they have to be in a different category.
Education,
sports, and that sort of thing. It has, in my view, it has like that because if you just paint it with a broad brush, you will find you will get a lot of persons appearing as thing because persons have different views, and then when you put criteria, you will see a lot of them has been disqualified. No, an example: some persons in the world consider Obama a hero. Nelson Mandela, a hero, right now.
But Julius Malema will tell you different.
Nelson Mandela, right, was convicted of treason and in murder. I uncorrected where murder is concerned, right? But he elevated because he was in prison for a number of years and whatever for a crime. No, that's in politics. Obama, on the other hand, the first black American president, and so, but he was responsible for the murder of Muammar Gaddafi. You understand? So the criteria for the politicians.
And Obama responsible for pushing the rainbow thing on the African nations.
Okay, you understand? So when we consider these political figures, there has to be a thing because they would have been involved in a lot of other things besides education, okay, like the educators or the business person and so, right? So the criteria is very important. You said what is it? Where can I go to find some of the criteria?
Yeah, the Grenada National Honors and Awards Act.
Okay.
So Act number 32 of 2007.
Yeah, well, I think in my view, you should try and give the people some more information on that. If you can
well, going forward, it's an unfinished project, so we're going to make it with subject.
All right, thanks.
Have a good morning.
Yeah. Have a next call on the WhatsApp.
Let's take it.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I just don't understand how they could want to mix up the 19th with anything to do with independence. Bishop and his people, they fought against independence. They fought hard. I remember when I had to eat fig. We couldn't get a coconut, not some oil, not some rice, no sugar.
And they say
no
Gary
kerosene.
lie.
These people fight against independence tooth and nail. He should be ashamed to call himself Prime Minister when he get there. Just as how he cancelled, for want of a better word, the Constitution. He should cancel the title Prime Minister
Yeah,
too.
he suspended.
Because he didn't want independence. Now all of them are jumping up about independence. Them must be the children of those who fought against Gary. They didn't want no independence. I remember when there was this whole demonstration and all things, people said Gary must go, Gary must go. And they didn't want the independence. They said they don't want no independence. Mr. Blaise come back, he said they didn't get it. And all comments. Now everybody want to jump on the bandwagon and say they're celebrating independence. Of course it's our independence. But they should be ashamed. And some of them don't even want to recognize Gary, you know. They're ashamed to call him. Don't they put Bishop in front of him? Shame on them. I am not saying Gary did everything right. Because when I consider how he didn't raise the pay for agricultural workers in about 27 or 28 years, he didn't raise it. I mean, that make me see him as a different person. But the fact that he fought, he did his bit. He caused Grenada to move from one stage to the other. And I don't see Bishop moving Grenada from one stage to the other as Gary did. He did something. I don't take away nothing from what Bishop did. I'm not taking away anything from what he did. I know what he did. I was old enough. I used to listen to radio and I knew what was going on. But the fact now that all these people who don't know nothing at all want to mix up this 19th to do with independence, they can come there. That is just like you're squeezing lime in milk. That go turn. They better pull that separate. If they want to put it separate, we can tell them what to do because they doesn't take advice. But they better not mix up the 19th with independence. That has to be a separate thing for your own set if they want to make it holiday. That's their business. But don't mix it up and try to say that is a big celebration of what? Or you could mix up where people die. People was glad. And the next thing I want to say before I leave is that they're saying this revolution was a popular one. How it could have been popular at that time when the majority of people in this country was Gary rights? It wasn't popular. It was never popular. A fraction of the society love it, and I know them. Maybe I would have get to like it too because he was doing some good things. But it was not a popular revolution. A lot of innocent people get jailed. People just because there was a Gary right, they get jailed. Other neighbor, they didn't do nothing. He was just a Gary right.
They call him
jail.
counter.
A lot of people are jail. So they can come and tell me about it popular when you take so much advantage on poor people. And these people and tell you, that's it what they are the offspring of those who have gone before them, because they never like poor people.
But listen.
So Mr. Blaise come back.
But
and
listen.
all those who supporting Mr. Blaise, the GNP, and they never like poor people,
Hold on.
So good day, gentlemen.
In the revolution, they call them counter once you don't supporting them. Right now, if you don't supporting them, they say you're against transformation. Let's take the call. It's hot this morning. Morning.
Morning.
Hey.
How is everybody?
We good. We good over here.
All right, thank God for that. Master Carl.
Hey.
The Prime Minister and Iran don't know about revolution. So I don't know why they're sitting there and saying they're giving holiday. The revolution don't know come here, he don't know who. Why now they want to come and talk about holiday? They know about what go on? They don't know about what's going on and talking about holiday. So they have to go and come with that old talk on them while they're talking about it. They don't take holiday. How many holiday in the country already? They don't know nothing because they know monthly come they get they pay. They don't care about nobody behind them. Number two, Mr. Telephone has to send out the Ministry of Health in Monday and look at from number one house coming down on your left, on your right. The number 2 house with the number 3 house with the number 4 house. Don't the number 3 house not leave it right with the houses coming down on the left. Because the people, the woman with the number 3 house have a lot of old fridge behind she house, old stove behind she house. She has 3 poodle dogs watching all the mess, the pee, everything on the other side for the others down the road. So that is what I have to look at. I don't say nobody don't have to pay the bill. I would not say that. If you put money there or you put work for everybody to do what they got to do, everybody will do what they have to do. Nobody can. And what the top they say, Dr. Mitchell didn't let them. So that is why they do that. Dr. Mitchell never didn't do that. They know they come in power, so they go do what they want. Dr. Mitchell never do that. They know they come in power, so nobody will not tell them about the houses, but they don't know who they're dealing with, money, how they're dealing with. So they go want money. Whether it's the budget have to read, they want money. Have a blessed morning.
All right, caller. Igwe.
Yeah. Don't forget Master Carl. Deacon and some of his followers think he is young Morris and he is trying to glorify himself.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's a stunt to promote himself.
Igwe, this whole thing is designed. You see, just already call long Morris, we need you, Morris, we love you. To think because one of them they sing until you don't make Morris Bishop a hero. There will be no sacrifices. Let's take the call. He's running this morning.
Good
Hello,
morning.
Money.
Hey, morning, guys.
Morning.
No, the man started in the rally with Bishop. Grenadian didn't understand what is going on, Mr. Carl. This may have some spiritual implication. I keep telling all you that. What he's doing now, honoring that wicked man, is a continuation of what they started. So let Grenadian open the eye. That lady was spoke before. She spoke the book. I was in school in them times. Anyhow, I will answer more to this subject another time. Bye.
All right.
Have a next one again.
You let take it, man.
Good morning. Morning. Good up, hello?
Hey, good morning.
Right.
Yeah, you all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, well, the national hero, I don't think none of these guys in the revolution should go along as national hero. When you say national, you talk about Kirani James. You talk about Junior Murray. Everybody loves these guys. I see them as, these guys I see as national hero, or athletes, or teachers. Not some guys that treat people like dogs and no. I don't see these guys as national heroes. And I want Eagle to play one song for me. Scholar have a tune named Heroes 2.
Heroes.
See if you find that tune for me. Thank you.
All right, okay, caller. You want next one?
Go come, man.
Yeah, equally, the heroes conversation seems to be one that the persons are gravitating towards. And you see, we need in issues like that, I agree, it is healthy to have discussions. Persons would agree, persons would disagree. So, let's take.
I go play the hero song just before we leave. Good morning.
Good morning. Carl, good morning.
Hey, morning, how you doing?
Not bad, I think.
But I need to have a conversation with you, you know.
Well, your number ain't changed, you know.
All right, okay, good.
Yeah. Listen, we're mixing oil and water here with this 19th and independence launch. Eh? We're mixing oil and water. As an earlier caller said, if they want to declare October 19th a public holiday, then there's no problem with that. But to launch our independence on the 19th, I don't think it's a wise idea. Like I said, it's bitter and sweet, is oil and water. The caller also reminded us that there are a lot of people in Grenada who jumping around the independence bandwagon and they was against independence when it was promoted. But I don't think, well, let me correct myself. Just as the referendum was something that almost everybody in Grenada wanted to have, but it was under the wrong leader. So I think that was a problem. Independence, yes, but not under Gary. Same referendum, yes, but not under Kit Mitchell. So I don't think this line should be pushed at all. I Grenadians to speak out about it. October 19th is not a good day to launch independence. I heard the chairman of the committee trying to explain why, and she was not making much sense at all.
Because you don't have a reason why.
Yeah, trying to justify the launch and talking about, samba and what. Even the Prime Minister talked about it should not be a celebration, it should be a samba moment. Come on. Once there's a national holiday in Grenada, what? It's party and rum. That's what's going to be.
Now I tell you, gluttonary.
I don't understand. Anyway, guys, have a good day, right?
All right, take care. And all this thing going on was the people and them still don't get in the 150.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people are out are walking.
So much useless money
spent. And then people are in the housing thing crying to find out where they go find money to pay the house. Because the minister and them go in and give the details on air. I wonder if the financial institution the minister and them dealing with, if they go on TV and tell people how much money the minister and if they go like that. And Mr. tell us, if they go and say how much money you owe with the chicken farm, you go like that. Foolish. But you're doing poor people children that. Let me take the call.
Good morning.
The last caller made a point about the chairperson of that committee. I think Ms. Wendy Crawford. Just for information.
She's not a doctor?
Yes.
Well, give us a give.
Yes, I really apologize, right? Because we all are students for the revolution. She, in particular, has been a prominent member of the revolution. Just for information purposes, not insinuating anything, right? So think of it. So the lean towards certain things is no surprise, for example, to me. And I am glad that the revolution has been highlighted, but we got to be careful, as the last caller said, that you mix oil with water. Mm-hmm. Especially October 19th, when persons were bawling and crying and everything like that. You want to start an 50th independence celebration on a day like that, when persons should be reflecting on what happened to their fellow brothers and sisters. And so, come on, I think they need to rethink it. I mean, I'm saying that because I'm one of the victims of October 19th, and I totally disagree with that shenanigan. Make it a holiday, fine, but not what you want to do there.
And Devon, somebody like, if the truck didn't break down in St. David's, next thing I mightn't be here now.
Okay.
That going with you?
Yeah, the truck break down in St. David's, we don't reach.
Okay.
And the time the truck get going, they say it don't make sense, I go in and go back up.
Exactly, and a lot.
So you end up on the foot down there?
All the foot we go in. We go down and release people and make things. And in them times I'm so militant, I might look for a fight.
a lot was
no, honestly, the truck break down.
Master Carl, a lot was not fortunate.
Well, school, the truck break down.
Where the truck break down. Persons like Sister Belma, she wasn't fortunate on that day. So, they need to think. They make decisions and without consultation with the general as how people feel about particular things. They just get up and just do what needs to be done. Have a blessed morning.
But Devon, before you go, Devon,
yeah, I'm there.
Understand this. This whole thing is done to carnate Maurice. So that is why when I bring in the Barnard Code factor, I don't just say that, sir. Because if you give in Maurice the credence, Barnard Code was the power behind the throne. You have to put Barnard too. Can't make him national hero and leave out Barnard.
Watch. To a certain
and you know that, and Devon people like you know that, eh?
But so listen to me. Listen to me carefully. Barnard Code and Maurice Bishop, they were two leading figures in the revolution. But there were persons whose contribution on the national stage during the revolution as ministers and other party officials who was just as brilliant and was doing just as much as them. That is why they had things like the Central Committee and the Politburo and so. It was a pool of guys that were, that had knowledge of certain things. So yes, Maurice
But I
Bishop and Bernard
understand.
Ford were the two persons in the front line in it at the time. But if you look within the revolution, you will see there are a number of guys, persons whose name was not mentioned, that were instrumental in creating the revolution and sustaining the revolution up to October 9th.
I agree with you, but Bernard was the man that teach all these people I'm talking about.
No, that is not true. Because I'm not just talking about persons who are belonging to the oral organization.
All right.
Remember, the persons that combined to make the revolution were persons from MAP and Jewel, Orel, and so. Right? It wasn't just one organization.
No, it was
responsible for one set.
What you call it was a coalition.
Exactly. That came together, first of all, to get rid of Gary through the election process.
The operative word was get against Gary.
Okay, just like get against Dr. Mitchell.
Yeah, just like get against Dr. Mitchell. That was the thing.
Have a blessed morning.
All right, take care, man.
Igwe, somebody tell me to ask they're not the same people who are jail till, man? What are they trying to big up?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, these people are too funny. We have a next call.
Somebody ask an important question. How Mount Church people go feel about that? And Tivoli people about that thing.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Carl, I don't want to say much, but I have to tell you what you're saying, you're correct.
All right.
I don't want to say much.
All right. Don't want to say much.
So the person asks a big question, How Mount Church people go feel?
Anti-Voli people.
Anti-Voli people.
Good morning.
Morning, caller.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Yes.
And Bush Grove people too.
Bush Grove people too?
Yes, you can leave us out.
Alright, well, we didn't know Bush Grove people they need but holiday.
Oh, you mean the young girl Gemma Bell? Alright. No, Gates Master call. And this is what I'm saying, right? When we're talking about teaching Grenada history in school, we have to be very careful as to how we disseminate the facts. And there must be different periods, and this is my concern. Which period are we going to start with? You understand? And as the conversation goes on this morning, you'll realize that there is so much different opinions on different things. Because, for instance, a name we hardly hear mentioned in Grenada as a national hero is William Galway Donovan. Donovan was one of the first journalists in Grenada. Donovan was sent to prison for printing an article which the colonial government asked him to recall. He reprinted it. Donovan was sent to prison for putting another edition. However, whilst in prison, the chief warden daughter, or warden daughter, they call the commissioner of prison, what have you, but during the time, they was the chief warden in the prison. His daughter fell in love with Donovan. They got married, they had 4 children. Donovan's son was the person who set up the generator on Fort George for the hoisting of the Grenada independent flag. Donovan was the forerunner to T.A. Marshall. So you see, there are so many things happening around us or happened. So when we are going to write books on Grenada history, please let us say what period we are dealing with.
All right, caller, thanks.
You like the time run up on us?
Yeah, I have a person on WhatsApp. Call on the WhatsApp, you have 1 minute.
All the Rasta men that they put in Hoville will feel about that.
All right. Gani? How the Rasta men in Hopeville go feel about that?
Yes, listeners and those who participated in the program, we apologize again for the late beginning. However, we had some peace.
Yeah.
We had some peace.
The whole vibe.
All right, take care until Friday.
Bless it.
Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk? Where you go?